Hi, Fred. I'm Taisha Perry, here as a board of director of Some of the Arts. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you have so many great things happening right now for you and the community with Dream City. But first, let's just get started with just tell me about you. Who's Fred Newell?
Man, that's a great question. And oftentimes I don't like to talk about myself, but I'm originally from Chicago. Came to Iowa in 2006 to go to the University of Iowa. And I've been here since. Would have never imagined that I would spend my adulthood here in Iowa. But I finally, in 2020, started calling this place home. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a pastor, I'm a coach. And I like to say my greatest role outside of being a husband and a father is being an advocate for young people in our community.
Nice. So that brings us to Dream City.
Yeah.
What inspired it? How'd you get started?
Well, long story short, Dream City kind of was inspired by a group of young men, that wasn't even young men at that time, boys, who were kind of suspended from a community program, who were coming to my office all the time to ask me, like, why did I work with adults and not kids? And they kind of poked at me for a very long time. So I started a young boys group called The Chosen Generation. This was 2012. And at that same time, as a dad, I really wanted to support dads in our community as well. And I had a role as a community liaison for the Department of Human Service, kind of working with children and families who have been removed from foster care. And oftentimes, I would say almost 95% of the cases, fathers weren't at the table. And I was asking, like, why not? If mom is going through whatever she's going through, couldn't a dad be a resource greater than foster care or any other type of system? So from there, started a boys group with the boys, started a fathers group with fathers. And then one of my professors, Professor Sarah Sanders, said, hey, we need to put some framework around this. Let me help you start an organization so that you can get grants, those type of things. And that's history from there.
Yeah, when did that start?
2012.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
So we are almost 13 years old.
Wow, that's amazing. And many people get things started but never finish and never keep it going. So amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was never my intentions to do this type of work, right? But there were need. We continue to kind of evolve as our community has evolved, and really excited about kind of where we have landed in the year 2025.
Nice. Well, if there's an impact to be made, you're making it.
Yeah, thank you.
Just thinking, going forward, the future's so bright with Dream City. What are some goals that you have?
Well, goals, another great question. I think we recently was awarded a $3 million grant from the city of Iowa City to acquire, renovate, and to provide some business supports to underserved entrepreneurs. So spring of 2025, here really soon, we will be opening up our new facility. That's going to house a micro retail space, multiple event spaces, one being kind of where you can have parties and baby showers and all type of stuff. And then another one will be an auditorium that will fit about 236 people. We have a state-of-the-art commercial kitchen, which is super dope. Just kind of left there to see the finished work of it, where it's going to allow for multiple food-based vendors to be able to operate out of that kitchen at one time. Which is kind of a new model that we haven't seen, but we're going to try it. And then we have multiple spaces for classrooms. We have a co-working space being developed. We have a podcast space being developed. So lots of amazing things. And there's been a question around, hey, we know that y'all doing the entrepreneur support. Like, what does that mean for your youth and family programs? And it doesn't mean anything. We continue to do our youth programs, focusing primarily on 5th grade and up. and we still continue to do our family programming with specific focus on fathers. But we have a new program that's coming online this upcoming fall called Families United, which will be both for mothers and fathers, or aunts and uncles, or grandma and granddad.
Exactly.
As we know, our families can consist of who's ever there in the moment.
Okay.
So that'll be one of our newest family programs.
That's amazing. How would you say, how does Dream City and the work that you do with Dream City relate back to the arts?
I mean, I think it relates back in all that we do, right? I think when it comes to art, oftentimes I grew up thinking art was specifically around drawing. Never even really looked at music, something that many of us are gifted in. Whether you could sing, whether you could play something, whether you dance, that wasn't really talked about in my community as a art form. Art was specifically around those who drew, who liked to color, who liked to paint. But at Dream City, we provide all of that, from different art as far as drawing, music. We had a Performing Arts Academy, which is now have grown into its own thing, called the Jones Academy of Performing Arts, where many people in this community have seen our Dream Divas, whether it's been our praise dancers, whether it's been our tumbling squad, whether it's been those who are marching in parades. So that's a part. We have done things around spoken word. We've done some kind of theater type of things that got paused prior to the pandemic. But our goal is to get back to doing some of those things. And even when you think about some of the arts, I think even the summer, we do tons of things around art in general, as well as supporting, like my favorite event is Jazz Fest. And I need to bring back the Soul Fest. But yeah, like those are even ways that Dream City incorporates those type of programs into kind of what we do.
Nice. I agree. Jazz Fest is one of my favorites, and moving here, Soul Fest was what made me feel like this is where I should be. Okay, it feels good. Now we hear that you had something special happen at Jazz Fest.
Yeah. So in 2017, I reached out to some of the art staff to ask them, can they help me do a proposal to my now wife? I call her the most beautiful Tiana.
Yes.
Newell. And during intermission of one of the performances right before the main event, they played a video that kind of got her attention up on the screen that said, Tiana, we have an announcement for you. And then I got on my knee. They played our favorite song by Music Soul Child, and then the crowd erupted. As it was probably one of the most beautiful things I've been a part of. And I honestly wanted to marry her that day.
Yeah.
But I had talked to her about, what if, like, I can get your mama, your daddy, my mama, my daddy. And she said, I don't want that. I want a real wedding. So I just made sure that our proposal was
Listen, that'll be something
memorable.
that you tell your kids, kids every year at the Jazz Fest that this happened.
That's why I go every year.
Yep.
It is a reminder that one of my most favorite times of the year.
That's awesome. So sweet. Going forward, what's next? We hear so many great things that are already happening in Dream City. Is there anything that you want to make sure that we're on the lookout for coming soon?
Yeah, I think what's next is we plan to open this upcoming spring. There will be more of a soft opening to ensure that all the different things that we're doing that is working within the space, that is working for the entrepreneurs, that is working for the youth and families. We plan to have a grand opening sometime in the summer. That way it would allow for us to get whatever we need to get done. I think we're looking to grow some of our youth programs. Currently, we are living in a time where things are changing. But when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, that often affects people that look like us. So I think some of our programming would grow in that capacity to be able to support the efforts of organizations that still want some DEI to be a part of what they do. And then I think just growing to just be a place and space where people, not just of color, but underserved populations, know that they have a home to be able to do things, that they don't have to really ask other people for permission, but they have their own thing that they can come to and feel good and not have to worry about who's looking at me, what they're going to say about me. So just really building that up to be a community center that people feel like this is ours.
Yeah.
So for Dream City, yes, it's our home, but we want this to be a home for many within our community. So that's kind of what's next for us.
I mean, I see you creating accessibility for many, representation, especially those awards that you're winning. I know people are now aspiring to make those next steps and start just the way you did. And you're showing them that they can grow and to be great. And when you just lead with your heart and purpose, that they can do that. So thank you for bringing that to the community.
Thank
It's
you.
needed, and I'm sure that many people will follow.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.